It's coffee time!
Good morning, guys, and happy new year. We have made it together to 2025, which is crazy. Sometimes I need to remind my brain that we are no longer in 2024. So today I wanted to start a reading vlog because it is currently the 7th of January and I feel like I need a reset. Even though I didn't have like a long holiday period or anything like that, I was mostly working throughout the holidays, but I feel like I was slacking a little bit during Christmas, which is normal. Like, I was eating more, I was not really hitting the gym as I should, and so I feel like my body and my mind need a reset. When I go back to the gym and I start to eat healthy again, I notice how my energy levels just go up, and also my brain is like so much more efficient. So I feel like my body needs that. I need the movement and I need the healthier foods, like 80-20, you know, 80% of the time healthy food, and then 20% you can have some snacks or some things that are a little bit less healthy. A balance, you know, balance is always good. We learned that with the substance. The balance is the most important thing. If you respect the balance, then everybody is safe. So today we're gonna do a mild reset. So today I'm gonna go back to the gym after the Christmas break and I'm gonna start eating healthier. So those are my only goals for today, apart from, you know, working and reading and all the other things that I do, but I wanna get back on track. And this year I've been so good with my reading because I've already finished 2 books. I read Summer of Monsters by David Sodergren and I really enjoyed it. And I also read No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally and I also really enjoyed it. So the 2 books that I have read so far in 2025 have been books that I have enjoyed. I am currently reading Love Immortal by Kit Vincent, I think it is the author, and this one is a book that it's very different from what I normally read. This is basically vampire romance in a dark academia setting, but it's really working for me because it's all about also old books and how to preserve old books in a library, and I'm like, I'm digging it. And I really enjoy it so far. There has been no smooching or anything to this point. I am, I think, almost 40% into the book, so I will be reading some of that during this vlog as well. So this vlog is gonna be very casual. I plan to vlog for around a week and just let you guys know what I'm reading and what I'm doing throughout my week. So it's going to be very relaxed and I hope you enjoy it. I've made it to the gym, you guys, and I'm very proud of myself because, you know, when you get in the loop of recovering from surgery, not going to the gym much, and then you have the Christmas holidays where you feel like society is telling you to just chill and lay back. And you're like, but my body wants movement. I don't know. Once you get into that state of chilling at home, it's hard to get your ass out, especially someone like me. I work from home, so if I don't have any other chores or anything else to do outside, I love to be inside, obviously, but I'm glad that I finally took the step to come back to the gym and restart my fitness journey, I guess, in 2025. I just dropped some packages at the post office and now I'm ready for my leg day. And since I've not done a proper leg day since before surgery, I'm expecting not to be able to walk tomorrow or go up and down stairs, but that will also show me that I did a good workout. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'm gonna feel better afterward. But tomorrow is going to be fun when I spend all day going up and down the stairs in my house, walking like a robot. Hello guys, I already have trouble sitting down. So needless to say, my day back to the gym in 2025, my leg day, was a success. It's also suddenly so cold in the Netherlands. It feels like the dead of winter all of a sudden. It's very interesting because you would think, you know, December is like the coldest month, but it's actually January and February in the Netherlands when it is the coldest. So I have my hot coffee and I'm gonna need the blanket today. I always leave this blanket on my book room. So I was thinking, I am currently reading on my Kindle Love Immortal by Kit Vincent, but I wanted to start something else today, to have 2 books going at the same time, and I will get back to this one throughout the week. In Love Immortal, we follow Jonathan. So Jonathan is gay, and after his family found out, he was disowned, and he is trying now to finish his studies thanks to a scholarship. So he's in a very prestigious school, and he's trying to make the best out of it. He also has a bestie named Fiona that I really like as a character, and this year something is going to be different because basically the advisor that he had has disappeared. He's gone, and they have called a substitute teacher, and it is none other than Mr. Bathory. I mean, with that surname, you kind of know that he's the vampire. In the beginning, Jonathan feels like Mr. Bathory doesn't like him so much. He doesn't know why, but he has the feeling that this new professor doesn't really like him, and he gets paranoid with that. But soon things are about to change because Mr. Bathory made sure that Jonathan got his dream job. Jonathan has always wanted to work at the library on campus, and there is like a program that works on the preservation of old books to make sure, you know, that they are kept clean and secure and safe, and even if somebody wants to go and check them out, that everything is done in a professional manner to preserve the books. Of course, you cannot check them out of the library, but you can consult them. So he's always wanted to do that, and that's the job that he has now. And I am now on part 2 of the book because the book is divided in parts, and I am on chapter 12. Also note how all the chapters have like the mark of the vampire teeth on top, and I'm only 34% into the book, but I think this is a book that I would like to keep reading tonight. And now that I have a little break between jobs, I feel like I want to start a new book with you guys, and I'm going to pick one of the YA mystery thrillers that I have to read this month. I think I'm gonna start Needy Little Things by Chanel de Samours because this one comes out in February 2025. So I think if I read it now in January, I can give you a better idea of what to expect from this book in case that you guys were considering picking it up. This is a debut novel, and it follows a black teen whose friend goes missing, and apparently is not the only one. Apparently girls have been going missing and nobody's doing anything about it. The police is clueless, and our main character has a power. This power that she has basically allows her to know what people need before people know themselves. So she's planning to using that power that she has to find her friend. So I'm really excited about this one. It's one of the arcs that I got at Yelk last year, and let's dig in. day 2 of this vlog and I've had a good day so far. So this morning I went to my second gym session of the year and I trained upper body, and then I made some nice big healthy lunch. So I feel really good today. I feel like I'm being productive today, and I have been also working a little bit, so I have now a little break to let you guys know how I am doing with my reading. I haven't progressed so much with Love Immortal. I'm gonna quickly check where I am at in the book. So I'm currently still 45% into the book, but I'm really enjoying it because now things are starting to not really escalate. I would say this book is still quite of a slow burn. You know, it's not one of those books where the romance kick starts from the very beginning and it's all about their love story of the main characters and stuff. It is actually a very slow burn romance where the relationship between the professor and the student is kind of changing, shifting, and the student, for some reason, he doesn't know why, but he feels very attracted to the professor. I mean, sexy vampires, you know, I kind of understand. And I think because the professor is a vampire, I can kind of overlook the age gap. I don't even know how old Mr. Professor Bathory is. He might be 300 years old for all I know. So I feel like that's why I'm able to accept a possible love relationship between the two, maybe even a sexual one. I don't know if this book has any sex scenes or not, so we shall see about that, but I am almost halfway through that book, so I'm very glad. Quick interruption to show you Drusilla, because look at this baby. Look how huge. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, she's already 8 months old. And we don't know how big she's gonna get because look at this tail. You're already so big, honey. What happened? You were just a baby. I mean, you're just a baby. Mwah. She's only 8 months old and she's so big already. So anyway, the other book that I'm currently reading is Needy Little Things by Chanel des Amours. And I'm really enjoying this book. I'm currently on page 98. So for just having read this during one day, I have done quite good progress. And I am having a blast because I feel like we have all read so many mystery thrillers about missing people. It's a very common plot. Somebody's missing, we don't know if they're alive, if they're dead, why they disappeared, did they just run away, were they kidnapped, were they murdered, what happened to them. So it's a very common plot in mystery thrillers. What I like about this one is that our main character doesn't have things figured out in her own life. She's a teenager, she has teenager struggles, but on top of that, she also has this power that sometimes is more of a curse than a blessing. She has this talent and she's basically able to hear in her own brain what people need. So when she walks into a room, she hears words in her brain. She hears things like, I don't know, gum, pencil, hairbrush, I don't know, tampon, like things that people need. And she carries with her a bag that she calls the Santa bag because it's full of everyday ordinary items that she can just hand to people or pretend that she just found it to give it to people, because when she gives these items to people, then she doesn't hear the word in her brain anymore. So that is why she also avoids spaces with lots of people, because the voices in her head just become too overwhelming. But now one of her friends is missing, and she went missing while she was partying with her, so she feels almost responsible for her disappearance, and she is very scared that they're not gonna be able to find her because she's not the first girl that disappears in that town. So she feels like the police is not gonna be able to solve the case, and she has to try to help and figure out what happened to her. So that's where I am at the moment. Basically, the police is starting the investigation. She has been reported as missing and they're trying to figure out what happened to her. She was at a party, she really had to pee. They were on a line to pee for the toilet and then she disappeared all of a sudden, no trace. So they don't know what happened to her and nobody has seen her ever since. It's already been more than 24 hours. So obviously everybody is really scared. This is a debut novel, but I really like the writing style. It's very compelling, like you are really invested in the story. And when a book manages to really get me into the mystery and when I get really invested with the characters, that's when I know that I'm really enjoying someone's writing, when I'm really invested and I want to keep picking it up. Because now, for example, I have to go back to work, but I actually want to keep reading this book because I want to know what happened to her friend. Did all the girls end up in the same place? Are they alive? Are they dead? Who took them? Like, I want answers. And I also would like to know how her talent develops because so far she's only able to hear what people need when it comes to material things, things you can touch. So I don't know how that's gonna be really helpful to find her friend. So I don't know if she's gonna push the boundaries of her talent and if she's gonna discover that there's more than she can do if she opens up, because I think she's very closed when it comes to her talent. She doesn't want to use it too much. She doesn't want people to know. And it's also overwhelming for her. So I don't know if, thanks to her friend going missing, which is not a nice thing, but maybe she's gonna, you know, learn to love herself with her talent, with her power, and accept it and make the best out of it and use it for positive things, even though she's already helping people by giving them the things that they need, carrying her Santa bag around. So I will let you guys know how things develop in the book. And now, sadly, I have responsibilities. I have cats to feed, 4 of them to be exact. So I'm gonna go back to work and I'll catch up with you guys later. Good morning, guys. So it is the next day and today I'm not gonna hit the gym, so I decided to go on a walk because it's not just about lifting weights, it's also about moving more in 2025. So I'm out for a walk and then I have to go back home to record the Abominable unboxing, which is exciting. And then I have 2 live shows back to back. I have the Eyes Are the Best Part live discussion with my Patreons, which I'm really excited about. And then I have reading sprints with Amy. So let's go have a walk first and then go back to be productive. Back home from my walk, I had lunch. I'm getting ready now, setting up everything to record the Abominable book box unboxing because I want to know what's in that box. It was delivered to me yesterday and I have been waiting to open it today on camera. So we're gonna do that, and today's gonna be a very busy day for me because I still have to finish work. Then I have 2 live shows, as I've said before. I have the live discussion with my Patreons, and we're gonna be discussing The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim, which was the December book club pick, and I'm really excited because I'm very passionate about that book. So I want to talk about it and discuss the themes and everything that happened in the book. And then I was invited to join Amy McCaw's reading sprints tonight, so I'm gonna do them back to back. So it's going to be a really busy day. Normally I'm not this busy in the evenings, but we have to work with this. So I'm gonna be mostly busy today. I'm gonna give you an update on my reading later during the reading sprints. Hello guys. This guy is a little bit needy right now, so it is what it is, but I wanted to give you an update because there's updates in life and there is updates in reading, so let's get to it. So let's start with the personal updates. We are working on renovating the house. We did finish renovating the bathroom and the guest toilet, so now our next big thing is going to be to renovate the top floor, which is where I have my office, and we're going to put there also my partner's office. So we want to merge two of the small rooms into one, and that will become my boyfriend's office. So for that to happen, we have to change windows, we have to obviously tear down a wall. So the rooms upstairs need to be as empty as possible for that, and currently they are filled to the top. And so we have been working on making space upstairs in order to measure and get everything ready for the renovations upstairs. So that has taken a lot of my time. Another thing is that I'm planning to visit my parents in February, and it means that I am currently planning content videos for the time period that I'm going to be gone. I expect to be in Spain around 2 weeks, so that means 4 videos that I need to prep for those weeks that I'm gonna be gone, and hopefully I manage to get everything done so that I don't miss any upload. But if there's some video that I don't get done on time, then it is what it is, and I will do it when I'm back. But that is kind of everything that has been going on that has kept me very busy. At least I was able to go to the gym this morning, and now I am ready to give you an update on my reading. Last night Amy invited me to her reading sprints, which were great because I managed to finish one of my books. I almost finished it during the live, and then I stayed awake until I finished it because I was so close to the end. And that is Needy Little Things by Chanel Desamours, and this is a YA mystery thriller that comes out in the month of February. This was a very interesting mystery thriller because for the majority of the time I don't feel like the focus is so much on being like mystery and being really thrilling and trying to figure out where the missing girls are. I feel like this was a lot of social commentary as well, and the difference that it makes when the person that disappears is a white girl versus a black girl. Our main character's best friend disappeared, and she feels like the police are not doing as much as they would have if the person that would have disappeared would have been a white girl. And so she's trying to investigate and find out anything that she can in order to find her friend before it's too late. She's also trying to find her power, which is she can hear in her head what people need. So she's trying to find who saw her last, where she could have went to, and by doing that she's also of course putting herself in danger. I have to say I really enjoyed this book because it reminded me, especially towards the end, to books like the Angie Thomas books, you know. I feel like The Hate You Give, On the Come Up, like that kind of books that have a very heartfelt story, but they also have a very important commentary about what it means to be black in this society. And I really enjoyed this book. I feel like it has less of the police investigation, mystery solving kind of vibe, and it's more focused on the main characters. It's more character driven than plot. It does feel like a contemporary drama at times with a little bit of mystery thriller added to it, because at the end of the day we do have a missing girl and we do have a little bit of investigation to try to figure out what happened to her. So if you're interested in this contemporary mystery thriller that puts a lot of emphasis on the characters and the character development, this is one that is coming out in February, so maybe it's one that you would like to check out. So one more finished for the month of January, which I'm really happy about. And the next update comes from my Kindle, and here I am reading Love Immortal by Kit Vincent, and I'm already 67% into the book. And I'm really enjoying it. What I like about this one is that even though we follow Jonathan in this school where he has just found out that his professor, Dr. Bathory, is a vampire, and he's shocked and appalled and he cannot believe that his professor is a vampire with powers. And what I like is that the author is not focusing the story truly in just smut and romance between these two guys, which, as I've mentioned before, I'm a little bit concerned about the relationship between a professor and a student. But Jonathan did say that he is 19, I believe, and the professor, he says it looks like he is 25, so that's how he looks like, however old he is. But at least that gives me a little bit of peace of mind that he doesn't look like a 50-year-old guy just like rendezvousing with a 19-year-old. So I'm a little bit more relaxed in that regard, but I do appreciate that the story is more about the books that they are taking care of in this library, the background of Professor Bathory, and what is his backstory, what does he want from Jonathan, why is he at this school right now, is it a coincidence, is it not? So I'm really enjoying this one, actually a lot more than I had anticipated, not gonna lie. I feel like the Dark Academia setting here also really works well for me, which is something that not always works, but in this case it does. I guess vampires always save the day for me. And you guys, I have one last reading update for today, and that is that I have started a new book because I was dying to start this book, but I wanted to finish at least one of the other two that I was reading, and because I managed to read and finish Needy Little Things last night, I treated myself and started that book. And that is Bat Eater by Kylie Lee Baker. This is a new release. This is the new release that I wanted to read in the month of January. So every month I'm picking a new release to read because I want to read more new published books this year. That's one of my goals. So this is the one that I had picked for January, and honestly, I'm really glad that I did because so far I'm enjoying it. So let me check. I am currently in page 96, and this book is great so far. We follow Cora, and she is currently working as a crime scene cleaner after somebody killed her sister in front of her and screamed Bat Eater. She has been having trouble to sleep, to focus. She starts to wonder if there's something wrong with her because she is not able to concentrate like before, and now she has all of these crime scenes and they are all East Asian females, and she wonders if the pandemic has caused a killing spree of East Asian women just because the origin of the pandemic was in China. And I think it's a very interesting topic. Now, I know a lot of people might not be in the mood to read a book about the pandemic, but let me tell you that it's not exactly about that. It is more about the hate against all East Asian women in this case, just purely based on the fact that the virus originated in China. And I think it's a very important topic, and it's not like the whole time we're talking about the pandemic and all of that, but it is obviously addressed because it is what triggered the violence against these women. And trust me, I am somebody that I don't want to read a book that just talks on and on and on about the pandemic and everything that happened. Like, I'm over it. So if I tell you that this is fine, you should trust me. You should trust me. It is more about the crime scenes that she has to clean, the colleagues that work with her cleaning those crime scenes. There is descriptions of the things that they find in the crime scenes, and it's quite gruesome and quite disturbing. Now, they don't have to take care of the bodies. Basically, when they are sent in, the bodies have already been removed, but sometimes there are body parts, bloody fluids, stuff like that that is left behind that they have to collect. So it is quite graphic in that regard. I think it's fascinating because I haven't read many horror books, or any at all, that involve crime scene cleaners, and I am finding it so interesting for some reason. They go in with their biohazard suits and they explain to you what they have to do. And I don't know, I'm interested in it, I guess because I am interested in true crime as well, and that's part of it, but I'm really enjoying it. So definitely a book that has a very strong start, and I'm hoping it's going to keep that way. I have made myself some tea today because I have already drunk like I don't know how many cups of coffee today, so I decided to go for a tea. And I'm gonna read a little bit on my Kindle. I'm gonna read Love Immortal because I'm already 67% into the book, so I'm hoping to finish this by today, latest tomorrow. That would be top notch, because that would mean that I am super on track with my January TBR, which would be fantastic. And yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this one, and I'll catch you guys probably tomorrow with an update. Hi guys, I just made it out of the gym. It was upper body day, which is my favorite. I despise leg day because it's very painful. So I'm on my way home now, and I'm gonna try to finish editing a couple of videos that I have to edit. I have work to do, and also I plan on reading a little bit more from Bad Eater. I have finished Love Immortal, so let me tell you what I thought about the book while I drive back home. Time to go home after a good workout. So let me tell you about Love Immortal, right? So when I picked up that book, I thought it was going to be just like an okay read that I was going to enjoy, but it was not going to be anything too special, to be honest. And I ended up loving it so much. I think part of it is because the romance is kind of on the background, which I appreciated. There is a lot of slow burn, cute moments, intense moments when you know that, you know, these characters are kind of craving each other, but it is not like over the top, only romance, smooching, smut all over the place. And I find that worked really well for me. It was more about the mystery of this school, a book that was stolen, and a little bit more of the dark academia setting that really worked. And also, if you love Dracula by Bram Stoker, this book has inspiration from it. There is a connection between Bram Stoker's Dracula and this book. So I feel like you're going to enjoy it as well if you like Dracula and books that, you know, take inspiration, that are retellings in a way. I think you're really gonna enjoy this as well. So now I'm sad that I finished it because this was honestly such a good book. I did not anticipate it. And now this is a book that I would recommend to people that want to read vampire books. And especially for people that want to read vampire books in a dark academia setting. But anyway, enough chit chat. It's time to go home, guys. Hi guys, it's time for an update, and I have fixed my camera because I don't know what I did the other day, but I must have changed one of those settings in the image because the images were being recorded like washed out. So I'm glad that I caught that and I fixed it, and we are back to regular color. So I have an update for you guys. I have been reading today quite a bit, and I have made it to page 166 from Bat Eater, and I have more thoughts about the book. So the book is basically what I told you about the other day. It is about this woman called Cora that is a crime scene cleaner. Her sister was murdered in front of her just because she's Asian, and people during the pandemic started to blame Asians for, you know, the pandemic. And so somebody is targeting women that look Asian, and they're being murdered in their own apartments. And every time she goes to clean a new crime scene, she gets more and more scared that she potentially might be a next target. And apart from that, which I find very interesting, and there is more that we learn about the crime scenes and things that are connecting the crimes. I'm not going to talk about exactly what, because obviously I want you guys to read this book, and I just found out that this book is not available in America until April. So basically I know a lot of you guys want to read it but have to wait a long time. But there is another element in the book that is coming through, which is a little bit more supernatural, and I think you can already excuse me, guys. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, you're a scene stealer. Scene stealer, you. He's Morbius. Morbius. Michael Morbius. Hi. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this beautiful, cute little baby, is that there is another aspect to the book apart from the kind of serial killer aspect, you know, somebody targeting Asian women and killing them. There is another aspect to the horror, and it is kind of like a supernatural aspect. And I think you can already predict it, because at the very beginning of the book, Cora meets with one of her aunts that lives in America, and they tell her she needs to make sure to do certain rituals that they do for their loved ones that have perished, so for their ghosts and spirits. And it's something that they have to do in order to avoid the spirits of the dead, the ghosts, to come and hunt them, and they call them hungry ghosts. And I thought that was really cool. That was introduced. I love when the horror takes things from cultures that I don't know, that I'm not familiar with, and integrates those like cultural things into the horror. I think it brings something fresh and unique to the horror, and I love to learn as well about their culture and their rituals. And because Cora has not really been in a good mental space, she hasn't done any of those things. So I was like, obviously, at some point, something's gonna happen, right? Because she's not following instructions and possibly something, you know, related to ghosts is gonna happen. So that's where the supernatural element comes from. And I'm really enjoying the book. I think it's great. There has been a little bit more talk about the pandemic, but I still feel like it's quite mild. Also, the author is not trying to push any beliefs down your throat, like hi Stephen King and Holly. So I think it's very safe to read, even if you are a little bit hesitant to pick it up because of the pandemic theme. It's not really what this book is about, that's what I want to say, because I feel like the author wants to make a point that we are very quickly, when it comes to pointing fingers and, you know, accusing people of being the cause of XYZ, and we don't take a second to even think about it or about the information that the media is feeding us, and we sometimes react to that and we hate entire countries, communities, and people just because of something like the pandemic. So I think it's not, you know, in particular about that specific pandemic, but like a global issue that we have as humans. So I'm finding it very entertaining, and I am really excited to see how things end for Cora, our main character. Now today, I don't know if I'm gonna have much more time to read, even though I'm really happy that I made it to page 166. That's pretty good. But the thing is, tomorrow I have a very special job. I have been booked for a TV show. It's a second season of a Dutch TV show, and I have to be there tomorrow all day on set, and I'm really excited. So today I have to pack everything to go. I also washed my hair and I have it wrapped up because I don't know what they want to do with my hair tomorrow. We will have to see when I get there. It is also not far away from home. It's like 48 minutes with my car, and all I can tell you is that I have been booked to be somebody from Argentina. So I guess because of my looks, I do speak Spanish. It's not the same as the Spanish they speak in Argentina, but yeah, I've been booked for that, so I'm really excited to spend the day on set. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to read tomorrow at all. I'll probably bring either the book or my Kindle in case I do have to wait for a long time on holding. So we will see, but I have to be there at 10 a.m., which is not too bad because originally they had called me for 7:30 and I was like, Jesus Lord, I have to wake up so early. But now they have changed my calling time to 10 a.m. so that's when I have to be in holding, and that's where they will, you know, let me know how they want to do my hair, what kind of clothes they want me to wear, because normally when you are an extra, they do ask you to bring a couple of things that you have at home that you might be able to use, but what they want for this role is so specific that I don't have anything similar to that. I have tried to look through my wardrobe. I even went to a couple of stores in my town today, but the stores that we have in this town are very small and very minimalistic and more like for really old ladies. And we don't have H&M here, we don't have Zara, we don't have anything like that. So, and I didn't have time to go to the city today because they sent me the briefing for tomorrow like last night. They are very last minute with these things, so unfortunately I don't have things at home. I have warned them in advance. Normally they do have somebody there with a big wardrobe selection, especially when they have a lot of extras for one particular scene, and they will dress you when you get there. I have been dressed multiple times by the people from wardrobe, so I hope it's fine tomorrow because it's something very specific, and I hope that they have dresses and things that fit my size. But they know my size because they have my card, they have my set card, so they know all my sizes, they know how I look like, so they should be prepared. And I have warned them. I texted them this morning and I was like, listen, I went through my wardrobe and I don't have anything that fits the kind of look you're going for, so hopefully you guys have something there for me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It just means that probably today I don't have any more time to read because I have to prepare for that, have dinner, and then go to bed early and rested because I want to be energized and looking fresh tomorrow and not looking like I haven't slept since 2020, which is kind of my everyday look. But to be honest, I work from home, so when I wake up early in the morning, if I look like garbage, it doesn't annoy me so much because I just, you know, make my coffee and go to my office until I start to look like a person. But when I have to go somewhere early and leave the house, I like to have a good night's sleep. Especially when it's for like a role or something important that people are gonna be looking at me and filming me. I feel like I want to try to look my best. So that's the plan, you guys, and I am pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to film anything at all tomorrow. I will see. Obviously I can't film anything on the set or anywhere. I'm not allowed to post anything on social media, like they already give you a contract for that, obviously. So I don't think I'm gonna film anything at all tomorrow, so I will see you the day after tomorrow. Hi guys, it's been a couple of days later after my job and I had a lot of fun. Obviously I didn't take my phone to the set, but I might be able to put a couple of pictures of how my outfit looked like. I was basically supposed to be press from 2006, I think that was a time period. And I had fun on set. They were feeding us all day, breakfast, lunch. We went through hair and makeup, like it was a lot of fun. So I had a good day. I was exhausted by the end of it. There's always a lot of waiting when you are an extra, so keep that in mind. And I just wanted to wrap up this January reset vlog here and say that I am quite happy with how I have started the year. I've been reading quite a lot. I have went back to the gym. I am making an effort to eat better every day. So all in all, I'm happy with the beginning. We will see what happens in the rest of the year. But so far, I'm happy with my reset mind that I have at the moment. And I wanted to also update you on the last thing that I finished, which is Bad Eater. Yes, I finished the book and I really enjoyed it. I have to say the first part of this book was more about the crime kind of serial killer vibe, because we have somebody that is particularly targeting East Asian women and they are killing them in their own homes. And then we follow obviously the crew of 3 members that are crime scene cleaners that have to go and clean up the blood and the mess after the bodies have been removed. And the second half of the book kind of leaned more on the supernatural aspect of it and went deeper into the social commentary on how East Asian women and how Asian people were also treated throughout the whole pandemic. But we also learn a lot of Chinese culture when it comes to the rituals and the things they do during the Hungry Ghost like period, which was really interesting for me to read. But I would recommend this book to anybody that has been interested by it, because I feel like it's a great way of telling a story that is important to tell, but also bring it to the horror genre. And I think this is a very strong book as well, so I'm glad that this was my first 2025 new release that I purchased and that I read this year, because I really enjoyed it. And I gave it 4 coffee mugs, so I'm really happy that I had a strong start this year. I think all of the books that I have read so far in January have been at least 3.5 stars, so it is a very good start into the new year. So we're ending this on a positive note because my reading year has started great. I have also started my reset slowly but surely, and hopefully I can keep this up for the rest of 2025. I hope that you guys enjoyed these kind of cozy reading vlog and you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on all the books that I have been reading this week, and I hope to see you all guys in my next video. So I'll see you all next time. Bye!